My name is Aggie Christopher. I am a business owner and a life coach in Vancouver, Canada. Journey for You is a platform that I created. Throughout my life, I've navigated and pioneered many different avenues in order to get to where I am today. And I just want to be able to help other people be able to navigate this devastating world at times with a little more confidence and a little more security that they can do it, because I feel that if I can do it, anybody can do it. Motivate and inspire so that you can be your best self. Staying positive. I've been very fortunate because the way I wake up every day, I wake up very positive. I wake up that today is a whole new day. It's a blank canvas. Yesterday I can't do anything about. I can't do anything about last month, last year, or 10 years ago. I can only deal with today, plan for tomorrow. But the dealing has to be done in today, because that's all you're guaranteed. And for a lot of people, they don't even make it through the day. So if you're going to waste your time worrying about situations that haven't hit, you're going to spend your good positive energy on, beating yourself up over or creating negative energy, because I believe what you put out in the universe, you get back tenfold. And if you put out negativity, if you put out, the hardships, and if everything is very negative and very, I guess, down, how should I say, where you're down in the dumps, and you do that daily, that's what you're going to get back. When you put out the positive energy, it comes back to you in positive energy. And I'm a firm believer that when you put it out there, laws of attraction, when you put it out there, it will come back. And you get from the universe what you need, not what you want. And I know that many times I have wanted something, hadn't gotten it, but I got something else. And I found out 2 years, 3 years down the road, looking back, realizing that the universe gave me what I was supposed to get and what I needed to get. And that's what helped me most. I know a number of people that are very negative, and I use the term that when they come in, they suck the air out of the room, and it's a very difficult situation, and people become negative, or sometimes, unfortunately, it's an inbred trait. It's one that you were born with. I think that understanding that you have this trait is the first step to changing it. So when you are negative, or when somebody says something and you don't have anything positive to say, then what you should do is you should keep it to yourself. Negativity breeds negativity. And I find in my life, when somebody is negative, I get out of that conversation as quickly as possible. I will acknowledge, I will do the niceties, but I get away from that conversation as quickly as I can, because what happens is it's a drain on your own energy. And when you're a positive person and you're seeing these negative situations or these negative comments, for me, it's very difficult for me to understand, because I don't live that way. I don't understand that. I love to see people succeed. I love to see people happy. I love to see people healthy. And I love to help in any way I can. But there are people that, unfortunately, that they don't even know that's a trait or a part of their personality. And so, first of all, it's like anything else. I say it's the same thing if you're an alcoholic or a drug addict. You have to admit, first of all, that there's an issue before you can get help. Once you admit there's an issue, then you are on the path to being able to get help, to be able to get healthy. And it's the same thing with negativity. Once you acknowledge it, and you start working on it, and I will go back again to my 21 days to make a habit and 21 days to break a habit. If you focus for 21 days on being positive, and when you have negative thoughts that come into your head, that you shoo them out and you replace them with positive thoughts, you will find that it will become a part of you. The positive energy will stay with you. Forgiveness. I think that as we go through life, it's important for us to understand that we can forgive, but that doesn't mean that we have to continue on a relationship. We can continue on whatever. If there's a situation that you're dealing with that is a negative situation, you can set guidelines, boundaries, whatever that is that you need to do. And sometimes it is, taking that person out of your life because of the fact that there's boundaries that you're finding that they just can't adhere to. And if that's the case, that's okay. But you need to be able to forgive. You need to be able to move forward, because the more you drag baggage with you, the more you collect the baggage. By the time you get later in life, you have so much baggage that you can't carry it. And that's where I think a lot of people make mistakes. I think that for me, I always look at when I'm dealing with a situation or dealing with an individual, is I always try to put into my mind, I know where I'm coming from, I know what I'm thinking of. I'm trying to figure out where they're coming from, what they are thinking of. And that helps me be able to adjust and understand and maybe be a little more patient. And that's the way I've worked my life. That's the way I've run my life. And I think that when I do understand, and it does help you at that point, whether it's, you have a situation with a coworker and, they're frustrated. And I'll give you a story of a coworker. And this was back a number of years ago when I was in my sales career at another company. And this one individual had applied for a job, which was in, the department that I was working in. And I was one of the people that was doing the interview. And this individual, because she had been working at the company for a lot longer than I had, we did find another candidate that was, better suited to the position, certainly was more qualified. But this person had a personality that was very large and could at times be disruptive. So I had said to the rest of the group when we made the decision, the panel that when we were interviewing, we made the decision on the candidate, and it wasn't this individual. So this individual, I sat down and told her that it wasn't going to happen, and maybe apply the next time. And she was irate. And of course, from then, there was always this sort of friction where I think even the mention of my name was hard on her nerves. This one day she had come in, and the fellow that we had hired in order to do the other part of my position, which was a specialist at the time, she had come in and she was asking for this other fellow. And I said, well, he's not in yet. Would you like me to make a call? And she said, no, I'm not interested in you making a call. I don't want you to do anything for me. So I said, okay. I said, obviously, my being in this office is irritating you right now. So I have some work to do down at the other end of the building. So you sit, and when this individual gets in, you guys can have your discussion, your meeting, and I'm just going to go down and do some work. So at the time, she was sitting on the other side of the desk, and I got up to walk, and she jumped up and she grabbed me by the shoulders and she spun me around and she said, "You're not going anywhere." And I said, okay, what I need you to do, so I need you to take your hands off of my shoulders, and I need you to step back, because I'm walking out this door and I'm going down to the other, part of the building to do my work. So I did that. And all of a sudden I get a page saying, Aggie, can you come to this manager's office? So I went into the office, and she was sitting there, and the manager was sitting there, and he asked me to sit down and close the door. And I said, I closed the door and I said, what's this about? And he said, sit down. I said, no, I don't have time to sit down, but what's this about? And he said, I understand that this person put her hands on you. And I said, I don't know where you would have gotten that idea. And he said, well, this individual came down and told me. And I said, well, that individual is incorrect. And if that's all we have to discuss, I have more important things to do, and I'm going to leave. So I left, and I went back to my office and did some work, and the individual came down and she said, can we go for a walk? Can we have a conversation? I said, absolutely. So we went out and had a conversation, and she said to me, why did you do that? you could have gotten me fired. I would have been gone. I said, you know what? I could have, but that's not what you needed. I don't know what you're going through, but I do understand that for some reason, obviously there was friction and an issue, and me getting you fired wasn't going to help the situation. And I think that what you needed was kindness, and that's what I was looking to do. And she said, you know, on the other hand, if it had been me and you, I would have gotten you fired in 2 seconds. And I said, I know you would have. But what I look at is I look at paying it forward. So you don't owe me anything, but all I look for is when you come into a situation that you can make a difference, that you do that. And the debt is paid. There is no debt. So from then on, and I was at that company for about 8 years, and we became extremely good friends because of that. So that's where I talk about is making a difference, making an impact. And even though it's somebody that, you know, has come into your life and will leave your life, but in how we handle situations, it makes the difference on the outcome and the impact that you'll make in somebody else's life.